Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Stacey, and thank you for checking out today's video. It's so hard doing that intro without moving. Today we are talking about some Call of Duty campaign information that you may have missed, and let me tell you, it's some good shit. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the gameplay you're seeing in the background is some Black Ops #1, which is appropriate of course, but it's also appropriate because the guns that I'm using are in fact confirmed for Black Ops Cold War. Every gun you see me use, you will see in Black Ops Cold War, including the kill streaks. So, before we get into the real meat and potatoes of this video, which is going to be campaign details, fantastic details, I might add, I wanted to go ahead and give you my impressions of the Warzone live event as well as the Gamescom trailer. So I actually recorded the entire Warzone live event, my reaction and all this stuff, and for some reason it just, the Elgato shit out on me. It was skipping like crazy, but nonetheless, my quick recap of it and impressions. So the event was absolutely amazing. I think Infinity Ward or Treyarch or Activision, whoever decided to do this type of live event, I think handled it so damn well. Their own take on what a live event was and our interaction level was just fantastic. The game type itself was actually really fun too. I hope they do more with that kind of stuff. As far as the information that we got, I don't think it was very top level. We didn't get much information, but if you were able to, and if you were lucky enough to get that blueprint, that's pretty cool. And seeing Frank Woods inside of Warzone, of course, was really awesome. The trailer itself was cold chills the entire time. The song was really cool. The cuts were really cool. The graphics are amazing, and I'm only watching it on a 1080p monitor, I think. So all of that was absolutely insane. This trailer is really cool. I think the story of this is going to be really great. Of course, we'll talk about that more in a minute. And then we have the Gamescom trailer to talk about. If you haven't seen that, or the actual trailer, I'm assuming you've already seen it, but make sure you do so. The Gamescom trailer sets the stage for what's really going on and kind of talking about Perseus as a threat. So it sets the stage, but the graphics again are just impeccable. Oh my god, dude, it's going to be so insane. And I think the next-gen consoles are set at, what was it, 4K at 120 frames a second. Oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be nuts. Absolutely nuts. But it's all super beautiful. The background story seems really cool. I'm excited about it. Again, we're going to get into more details on that in just a second. But my overall impression of this campaign is, well, I actually can't even describe how excited I am. But let's go ahead and talk about the information that you may have not seen, depending on how big of a nerd you are. Of course, I'm fairly nerdy about this kind of shit, so I think I've gobbled up as much as I can, and I want to give you my highlights to this. And all this information actually comes from a YouTuber by the name of Prestigious Key. A link to his channel will be in the description. Check him out if you're unfamiliar with him. I've been watching him for years. He's always got great videos, great information, all of that. So here we go. Activision usually will fly out people to the studios, YouTubers of course, to give new information and give sometimes actual videos for them to show on their channels. Since we're in an era where we can't exactly do that, what Activision did this time was they held a Zoom meeting and just allowed YouTubers to sit in. They could not capture any gameplay or anything like that, but they were able to take notes and they were allowed to give out all the information that they possibly could. So again, this all comes from him. Thank you very much to him and all the other YouTubers that give out this kind of information. And thank you, Activision, for giving out the information, I guess, because they really don't have to. Okay, so getting to the campaign stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here that is very new to Call of Duty, and that starts off right at the very beginning of it. Before you even get into it, you have to create a character. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not exactly sure that this is something that we've been calling for, but I think this is going to be really cool, especially how they've handled it. So you change your name, obviously. I'm pretty sure your name. Actually, I don't know. That's not mentioned. Interesting. Anyways, you can change your gender, your skin tone. You get to put in your own birthplace, and you even give yourself your own backstory. You have backstories to choose from, some of which include CIA member, ex-KGB, and my personal favorite, MI6. So that's pretty gnarly. But the coolest part about all of this is this last piece of information that they gave out. You also give yourself psychological profiles, and at the time they had 15 total to choose from. Here are some of them. These are nuts. So you can give yourself paranoid, something called lone wolf, another one called violent tendencies, and another one called professional fearless. Now, none of this stuff makes a difference to the actual campaign story. However, the psychological profiles do give you attributes going into the campaign, and the examples that I gave before would be like paranoid actually increases your aim down sight speed to 50% more. Violent tendencies gives you increased damage by 25%. If you are professional fearless, your movement speed while aiming down sights is increased by 50%. And the last one is lone wolf, and that increases your sprint speed by 100. So that's bonkers going into it right away, right? The in-depth of this stuff is insane, and that's what I love. Attention to detail is so cool. So if you weren't aware, this is actually a direct sequel to Black Ops 1. I'm not exactly sure what that does to Black Ops 2, 3, or 4, but Black Ops 1 is probably my favorite Call of Duty campaign next to Advanced Warfare. So this takes place directly after that. I am ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. And Raven has shown that they are very capable of giving goosebumps. And I can't remember who it was, but they were quoted saying that this was an absolute mindfuck of a campaign. So that's a direct quote too. And all of this takes place in 1981. Some of the returning characters are the important ones like Frank Woods, Mason, and Hudson. And we're going to have a slew of new characters, of course, too. So there are multiple endings to this campaign, and it's all predicated on the decisions you make throughout. Some of the examples that were given were how you want to handle the mission, whether it's you want to go stealth or if you want to go in guns blazing. That will have an effect on the overall story. And also, during some of the dialogue, you get to choose what you want to say. And again, that will have consequences going forward. So you really are choosing your own destiny in this campaign. I think they said as of right now there are 2 multiple endings. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to pan out, but nevertheless, that is super cool. Also, while you're playing the campaign, be sure you're looking for things, and I'm throwing this in air quotes right now, evidence, because when you see evidence, you collect this, and this opens up side stories. Now, these are not part of the campaign per se, because you can complete the campaign without it. However, this gives you much more insight and details on Perseus the character and his plans and all this stuff. But it is, if you are very what am I trying to think, specific person, if you are wanting every detail you can get, these are going to be very important because they apparently give you quite a bit more story. So make sure you are checking for evidence when you go through this. Some other information they gave out was, of course, this story is fictional, but the backbone of all of it, and this is crazy, is these are all based on recently declassified documents from our government. Yes, you heard me right. So a lot of this is actually based on true events of our own history. So I guess that's where the Know Your History comes into play. 2 more things that they mentioned. One was that there is this kind of back in time element to the campaign, and that's not necessarily time travel. What's going to happen is you're going to recall your memories throughout the campaign, and how you choose to do, I guess, the campaign, whether you go in silent, the dialogue you choose, or whatever, while you're doing the memory missions, will actually shape your memories going forward. So when you replay that level, or you play a future level, it will change the story from there. So they are going in depth with this stuff, guys. It is absolutely insane. This last part is hilarious. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. So throughout the campaign, you are able to do what is called body shield. And if you're from or if you're familiar with Gears of War, meat shield, it's the same damn thing. So you are able to capture an enemy, hold them in front of you, and still shoot people while the people shooting at you are shooting at the body. I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this, but you are literally taking a hostage. And that is amazing in itself, but if you think about what that could do to Warzone, like just imagine you're playing quads. You down somebody, you walk up to that enemy and you pick them up and hold them as a meat shield while you're trying to take down the rest of his team. Dude, that's hilarious. It's going to be absolutely insane this year, guys. We know very little information about it, and again, I am more excited about this than I think I've been for almost any game period. So I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but I think that they can deliver. I absolutely do. Alright, that's all the information that I've got for right now. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. Again, all those weapons are actually going to be in the campaign, as noted from Prestige's Key. Again, check him out. But it's fun going back to Black Ops 1 playing with those guns just to kind of reacclimate myself with what's going forward. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below letting me know how excited you are for this game on a scale of 1 to 5. And if you don't answer 5, then, well, shit. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the notified bell. Of course, you guys know the details. With all that being said, guys, I'll check you in the next one.